Let's suppose you have integrated your UiPath Orchestrator with some application like for some dashboard kind of thing, and it was working for few years, and suddenly it just stopped working. There was no warning, no obvious mistake. You are just receiving 401 error. If that has happened to you, you are not alone. In this video, I am going to show you the new way to set up the external application OAuth in UiPath step by step. By the end of this video, you'll get to know what changed, what to select, what to avoid, and how to make it working again. As you all know, earlier UiPath used to rely on an older login method where we used to pass our username and password directly to our post request to get the access token. But that is not the recommended approach anymore, and even it is not working. Now the UiPath is moved to the standard approach, which is the external application OAuth 2.0. So we can differentiate like this. The old method was like using the same house key everywhere for all the door inside the home. While the new method is logging into an application through a secure pass. Okay, that only works for the right app with the right access at the right time. Before we jump and create the external application, we have to understand the most important thing, which is not every app uses the same flow. The app type and the scope decides what you need. For most of the backend script, this, the setup is actually simple. Uses a confidential app, give it an application scope, and use the client credential. That is the combination most people watching this video is needed. Now let's jump and create the external application. So for that, you have to click on these three dots on the UiPath Orchestrator and go to the admin panel. In the admin panel, if you come down, you will find the external application card. You have to click on that and you will see three tabs over there. OAuth apps, PAT and the app registration. For now, we will focus on OAuth apps. We are not going to cover this PAT and app integrations, app registrations. So create the OAuth app, you have to click on this add application and you will see like four sections are there: application name, application type, resources, and the redirect URL. So you have to give a proper name to the application so that in future if you come back and you try to recall what this application is being used for, so by reading the name all the things will be recalled. So for me, let me name it as monitor app, and we'll keep it as the confidential app, and we will add the scope. So if you see, there are the two scopes, user scope and the application scope. And here also there are two type of application: confidential application and non-confidential application. So confidential application is being used where your credential can be saved at the backend, or it will not be revealed to the users who are using the application. So basically the confidential application is used for the backend scripts or any server to server communication. So but the non-confidential application is used for some of the mobile application or desktop app or one pager Windows, sorry, the web app. So for our case, most of the time, the confidential application will work for us. And for the confidential application, we just only need the application scope. User scope is not required for the confidential application. So let's go, and here are the different components for which there are different resources. So for us, let's go with the orchestrator, and here we'll select all the resources whatever is needed as per your use case. So for me, let's just select jobs and we'll select jobs, save it. And for our case, this is not mandatory. If you will provide a user scope, then this redirect URL will be mandatory, because once your app will be connected to that application, mobile application or the desktop application, after making the connection, it expect a URL to redirect you on that URL. But in the case of server to server connection, there is no human intervention at all. So this redirect URL is not required. Now it is all done. Our app is almost covered. We'll hit on add. As you can see, this app is successfully added and you have been populated with the app ID and app secret. This will show only once. You have to copy it and keep it somewhere. So let me copy it and I will open the notepad. Now let's go back and close it. Now if you feel that all done, we are done with creating the application. No, it is not. You have to assign the role to this application and assign a folder from where you want this app to read or write the data. So let's go to our orchestrator. In our manage access, we have to give the access to our external app, which is monitor app, and we have to provide a role to it. So it is allowed for, let's say, an automation. I do not want to give it a lot of roles. I will say allowed to be automation. Let me get folder administrator and assign. Now, if you go here, you have to assign that app to one of the folder from where you want it to read the data or to read or write the data. Basically, if you want to read the jobs, you want to create the asset, make the asset changes, anything, you have to assign it to that folder. So this app will be restricted to that folder only. It will not use the explicitly whole your orchestrator. It will look at the folder where you have assigned it. Now let's go to the shared one. Let's hit on this. Let's type monitor, and here let me give it folder admin and I will assign it. Now all done. We have set up our this app to this folder. Now my app will look at this folder and whatever the scope I have defined for that app, it will able to perform those things in this particular folder. Now the app is set up. Let's go and get the token. So we'll make a post request to the identity token endpoint. Our identity token endpoint is this. Okay, so till here your cloud orchestrator URL, then this is your organization ID or the organization name, then this is identity slash connect slash token. This is our identity token endpoint. This you can get it from the UiPath official documentation. And afterwards, the body you have to take care. The body you have to send it in this format: xww.form URL encoded format, not in the JSON format. And in the body, you have to mention the grant type, which is basically the client credential since it's an app scope. Then we have to mention the client ID and the client secret, as well as the scope, whatever the scopes that you have defined for the app. Or I believe, as far as I remember, here the scopes you will provide and your access token will perform the operation based on the scopes only, whatever you have defined over here. And if you hit on the send button with the post request, you'll get the access token. So this access token is valid for 1 hour, and after 1 hour you have to regenerate this token. And this token can be used for any other API request. Let's say you want to start a job, you want to change the asset, you want to add the queue, you want to add the asset, anything as per the scopes defined over here or for the app. This access token is required. So with this, let's go through the most common issues people run into. So if you see 401 unauthorized error, you have to check whether the token has expired or whether the scope is wrong. In case if you see 403 forbidden error, the app probably does not have the right role assigned for the folder or the tenant. And in case if you get the grant type error, that means you while making the call you are mentioning the incorrect grant type. For the for the confidential application there is different grant type, and for the non-confidential application there is the different grant type. And if something works in the UI but it fails in the API, then you have to see whether you are putting the correct app credential or not. I mean like you're not passing the machine credentials in place of the external app credentials. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please like and share the video and subscribe the channel. So in the next video, we'll take this setup and use it in something practical so you can see this authentication working inside a workflow.